company. It's a feeling I never knew could be. We're talking about nothing, but baby, don't you see? It's 'cause I'm feeling easy in your company. Easy in your company. Easy in your company.
So you definitely won't pose for a quick picture then?
Definitely not.
He'd be most upset.
I hope he's livid. Tell him I love the flowers. It was nice of him to remember my birthday, which incidentally was a week last Friday. But could he please also remember that he's 2 months behind with my maintenance money and I can't pay the rent with carnations?
You know you're beautiful when you're angry, Liz.
Oh, get out of it.
He's probably just forgotten.
Roger, leave a note on his desk, eh? Liz wants her money or else, okay?
Okay. Oh, hey, Liz, don't forget to do that little favour for me, will you?
Well, I've already told you, the girls in our books are all fashion models. It's a little out of their line being photographed for kinky calendars.
Well, just in case you can think of someone who needs the money, I've left the number on the pad.
In my present financial plight, Roger, it could turn out to be me.
Oh, I'll keep my fingers crossed. See ya.
Bye. Love to the memory man. Hello? Oh, hello, Sally. No, there's not much work around at the moment. Oh, hang on. How hard up are you? Well, it's a photographer friend of my ex's. He's doing the stills for a new pin-up calendar, and he's looking for a willing subject. Hi.
Hello.
Sorry, Sally. Well, no, darling. It's not so much a matter of modelling clothes. It's more a case of modelling no clothes, if you see what I mean. And I think you do because you've gone very quiet. Not that hard up, eh? Oh, well, it was just a thought. I suddenly remembered your measurements, and it struck me how marvellous you'd be for June, busting out all over. Yes, dear, yes, point taken. Oh, well, there's nothing much else. See you. Ta-ra. Did I see my sister come in, or was it the shadow of doom?
How'd you become a nun?
Well, let me see. A letter to the Vatican, perhaps. I mean, it often pays to start at the top. But there's the local convent. I suppose one could ring up and ask if they had any vacancies. Is there something you've been asked at school, or are you chasing after your own particular halo?
Liz, I am so depressed it's untrue. I've really reached rock bottom. Have we any cyanide?
No, darling, we're fresh out of cyanide. Come on, tell me what's happened. Has that young Terry Webster been at it again with his pea shooter?
Oh, it's not just school. Although that's bad enough, especially like today when I'm taking 3B for biology. And they've all got their hands up clamouring for a sex film. No, it's much more than that. I've lost my way. I seem to have no real purpose. I keep asking myself, what am I doing with my life?
Well, at the moment, you're worrying me to death with it.
Sorry, Liz. Didn't mean to burden you with my problems.
Oh, but you were so cheerful this morning over breakfast. All through your cornflakes, you were singing, "It's a bright new sunshine day." I remember I nearly threw the packet at you twice.
It's been simmering under the surface for weeks. I felt it first when I was marking mid-term exam papers. Some of my marginal comments were really wicked. I'm sure the headmaster must have noticed, because every time he sees me now coming along the corridor, he dodges into a classroom.
That could be pure coincidence.
No, it couldn't. I took him by surprise this morning. He dodged into the ladies.
How did he get out of that?
Fast, that's where I was going. Oh, but the crunch really came, second period, when I was taking over from Miss Lorimer. She's the one that's retiring at the end of the month. And as she slid off her chair to clean the blackboard, I suddenly saw myself 30 years from now. All bum and no ankles. It's frightening.
Maybe you need a holiday.
I've just had a holiday. I know what I need. I need a man.
Carole, what have you been reading?
Oh, I don't mean one of those casual encounters that you hate yourself for in the morning. I mean someone who I can share my interests with. Someone who I can spare a thought for in between marking the register and giving out homework. I mean, you can understand that, can't you?
I've told you, you should develop your social life a bit more.
Well, just find me the time, that's all. There are 33 essays here on the French Revolution, and they won't mark themselves, you know. Do you realise about the only dates in my life at the moment are 1066, 1812, and Shakespeare's birthday?
Look, this is a perfectly normal feminine instinct. You're feeling the need for male companionship, right?
Right. Just a simple, ordinary chap, that's all. Someone I can relate to as a friend. I'm not asking for Paul Newman.
I'm glad about that, because I think he's spoken for.
He could be skinny, fat, short, bald. It wouldn't really matter. I want to meet someone with a lively mind who I can talk to and see what develops.
We all know what develops. If you want to have a Freudian chat first, that's your business.
Perhaps I will write to the Vatican.
I must be able to introduce you to a good conversationalist. What's the name of that fella I met at that press party last week? Richard someone. Or was it Robert?
Well, it would be nice if you could remember. Might turn out to be important.
Richard, definitely Richard. And not bad looking either, and very chatty. I remember. He backed me into a corner and talked for 3/4 of an hour messing about in boats.
Boats?
He's a weekend sailor. He says he knows Ted Heath.
Well, that sounds as if it could be quite fascinating.
Yes, but not when you're at a press party, standing on one leg, dying to go to the loo. I'm sure he gave me his number.
Where'd you get the flowers?
Oh, they're from Steve. They're for my birthday, if you can cast your mind back that far.
Fancy Steve sending you carnations. Do you think the flame still flickers?
I'm sure it does. Probably with a different girl every night. All men are louses. Whew. Now, you've got that, haven't you? Before I find this fella's phone number.
Oh, Liz, I've just realised. You've come home to change for your evening fashion show. You shouldn't let me hold you up.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Ah. Oh, no. No, that's Jerry Hasselford. Ooh, we mustn't get you lumbered with him. He's in your bedroom before you can say, have you wiped your feet?
Liz, what are you proposing to do when you find this phone number?
Well, I'm going to ring him up and invite him round for a meal. And then when I've introduced him to you, I shall be unexpectedly required elsewhere.
Forget it.
Carole, I'm not leaving you alone in this flat when you're torn between writing to the Pope and reading 33 versions of how the French lost their heads.
But I don't know the first thing about him.
You will do. He's very sweet. You like Robert.
You said his name was Richard.
Oh, I mean Richard. Did I say Robert?
Yes.
Richard. Oh, and don't worry, he's quite harmless. Any man who can look you straight in the eye when you're wearing a low neckline and talk about his inflatable dinghy. There's a man you can safely take home to Mother.
Yes, but Mother's not here.
He's not like that at all. He's the sensible, resolute sort. Smokes a pipe with no tobacco in it.
I don't call smoking a pipe without tobacco very sensible.
Oh, he'll explain all that. He's trying to give it up.
What's his job?
Darling, I'm trying to find his number.
You don't know, do you?
Of course I know. He's in advertising. Oh, I remember now. He gave me his number in case I could suggest a happy face for a new toothpaste. In fact, I must ring him, if only to remind him I haven't forgotten.
Well, why haven't you rung him before?
Because I've only just remembered. Ah, here it is. I wonder if he's in.
Richard who?
What, darling?
What's his last name?
Oh, who cares? People in advertising only use first names. They're very friendly people. Oh, look, if it'll make you feel any happier, I'll ask him to bring his birth certificate. Oh, that's a pity.
What's a pity?
He's left his phone switched onto an answering machine.
Oh, Liz, please hang up before it's too late.
Shh. Oh, yes. I can tell it's him. He's still sucking his pipe. Richard, darling, how are you? It's Liz Dorning, and I've been thinking about your toothpaste girl. could be I found the right face for you. Be sure to brush your teeth.
You're mad.
By the way, Richard, my sister and I have been toying with the idea of buying a small boat. And I wondered if we could lure you round this evening for a bite to eat, so you could give us your expert advice. Perhaps you'll ring us when you get in, so you can tell us what time we can expect you. So, see you later, Richard. Bye.
There you are. Happy. I was happier when I was depressed. Why did you tell him that we were thinking of buying a boat? I mean, that's ludicrous. You go green round the gills when you're sailing your rubber duck.
Oh, he'll know I'm not serious. In fact, he'd be so curious to know what I really want, he won't be able to get round here fast enough.
Liz, I'm warning you. If you go now, I'm coming with you.
Oh, Carole, you really must try and pull yourself together. You wanted a man, I found you one. A solid, sensible, pipe-smoking male who even saves on tobacco.
Yes, I suppose you're right. If I don't widen my circle and them friends, the Pope will be writing to me. What are we going to give him to eat?
Well, what's in the fridge?
1 lamb chop, 3 sausages, and half pork pie that neither of us fancied last night.
Well, there's no problem then. I'll go as soon as I've got dressed.
Where to?
Where else? The Chinese takeaway. We made it, Carole. Well, we didn't, but we'll tell him we did. I think I've got everything. Spare ribs twice, 1 portion of beef chop suey, 2 portions of chow mein, 1 portion sweet and sour, crispy noodles, soy sauce, and fried lice forever.
Did you see the message on the pad?
Oh, don't tell me he's wrong to say can't come.
No, but your Mr. Carisbrook did.
What did he want?
You round to the Pebble Hotel right away. Apparently one of your fashion models hasn't turned up, and they're having to switch the program.
Oh, wouldn't you know it? It'll be that Monica. Oh, she's a dead loss. If the wind's blowing in the wrong direction, she won't turn out.
Does this mean I'm going to have to entertain Sailor Boy all on my own, then?
Well, I was going to make an excuse to leave, and now I don't need one.
Look, I do think you ought to ring him up and tell him that you won't be here.
Look, if you're at all worried, darling, you ring him yourself. Now, I must
You
fly.
think I should?
Yes. Then you can hear for yourself what a charming man he is.
Well, what's the number?
Oh, it's down here on the message pads. Oh, I must fly. Have a lovely evening.
Bye.
Five 357.
Hello. I hope I've got the right number. My sister asked me to ring you. Liz Dorning.
Oh, yeah. Funnily enough, I was just about to ring Liz, see if there'd been any developments since this afternoon.
Well, as a matter of fact, there has. That's why she suggested I give you a call.
Oh, I see. She suggested you, did she?
Yes, well, she was in a bit of a hurry. She had to go out.
And you say you're her sister?
Yes, that's right. I'm Carole. But now that Liz has been called away, I was wondering if you'd be coming round the flat tonight.
Well, I'd be delighted if it's convenient. Are you sure you're agreeable?
Oh, yes, I've no objection at all. That's if you don't mind there just being the 2 of us.
Oh, couldn't be better. Are you roughly the same build?
Sorry?
Are you like your sister?
Well, there might be a slight difference in height. You won't have any difficulty because I'll be the only one in the flat.
Oh, great. Look, Carole, forgive me for asking, but have you done this sort of thing before?
Well, I wouldn't like you to think I make a habit of it. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I do feel a little nervous not having met you before.
Well, don't you worry about a thing, Carole. We'll keep the whole affair on a very impersonal basis. I give you my word. As far as I'm concerned, you could be a cocker spaniel. Evening. You, Carole?
Yes?
And very nice, too. Phew, there's some weight there, I can tell you.
You look as if you're ready to sail round the world.
No, actually, I've Brought a bit of extra gear to add a bit of interest, you know. An umbrella for April. I thought August might be fun holding a beach ball.
Well, it's all going to be fascinating, I'm sure.
That's the way to approach it. You'd be surprised how many women have no stomach for it, you know.
Oh, I know. Well, my sister gets quite queasy. In fact, I still don't know what made her suggest the idea.
Well, thank goodness she did, because I can see from the shape of you, it's going to be plain sailing. Oh, yes, very nice room. Lots of character. Ideal for November, curled up on the rug.
Yes, it has got a lot of character, hasn't it? And, of course, with the windows facing south, it's fine for early spring.
Early spring? Oh, no, I don't think so, Carole. I mean, if you'll forgive me, I think you need something more pulsating for February and March. Oh, I see the table's laid. Is somebody having a meal in here?
Well, I was hoping we were. You've time to stop and eat, haven't you?
Oh, all the time in the world. What a lovely thought. In fact, sitting at a table from a certain angle can be very stimulating.
Well, let's hope so. Do you like Chinese?
Chinese? Well, to be perfectly honest, I've never had the pleasure.
You've never had Chinese food?
Oh, food? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I love it. Do you mind if I have a peek in here?
Well, actually, that's the bedroom.
Oh, now, you see, this room gives you everything. It's got the sophistication, the glamour, the intimacy.
I didn't realise you were an expert on interior decoration as well.
Well, I'm not really, but I mean, you do have to have an eye for backgrounds in my game. Do you mind if I try the bed for a minute?
The bed?
Yeah, I need some ideas for the winter months. I do feel a bit silly doing this sometimes, but some of my best ideas have come from improvisation.
If you want the bathroom, it's through here.
Oh, no, couldn't use the bathroom. I mean, it's been done. No, this is perfect. Super.
Thank you. The meal's not quite ready, so would you like a glass of sherry?
Oh, that would be very nice, thanks. Cheers. Oh, I see. You thought we'd eat first, did you?
Well, I thought we'd have the sherry first. That's all right by you.
Oh, yeah, fine by me. Only with hospitality like this, a bloke's liable to forget what he's here for. Cheers.
I'm afraid my sister might have led you up the garden path.
Who, Liz?
Yeah, she's apt to say things sometimes that she doesn't really mean. For instance, I don't suppose for 1 minute that she'll ever want to buy a boat.
A boat?
I'm not saying that she wouldn't be interested in hearing you talk about them. But as for buying one, I'm sure it really wouldn't enter her mind.
And does that bother you?
No? I thought you might be a little bit upset by it.
No. Oh, no, it doesn't worry me. You don't want to buy a boat, do you?
Well, I've no positive urge.
Oh, well, take my advice, don't buy one.
Have you managed to stop smoking?
Oh, yeah. Yes, several times. Why'd you ask?
Well, I notice you haven't got a pipe in your mouth.
That's true.
I suppose it's a good idea having a pipe in your mouth without tobacco in it.
Beg your pardon?
I mean, it's a good way of curing the habit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very good indeed. In fact, I'm surprised that a lot more people don't try it. Well, thanks for the sherry. Do you think we'd better make a start?
If you're ready. Do you mind spare ribs?
I've never encountered the problem. Do they show?
I've got them warming in the oven.
Oh, the food. I'll tell you what, Carole. You be dishing out in here, and I'll get setting up in the bedroom.
Excuse me, what do you want to go in the bedroom for?
Well, I thought we'd make a start round the dressing table. It can be very effective through the mirror. Well, you get 2 of everything. More when you come to think of it.
But I've set the table in here.
Yeah, but we don't want food flying around while I'm clicking me Leica.
Clicking your what?
Look, Carole, take my tip. Don't get involved with the technicalities. It'll only put you off your stroke. Now, I'm an old hand at this, believe me, and our best bet, without any doubt, is to get started and eat afterwards. What do you say?
Eat afterwards.
Good girl. Give me 10 minutes, I'll be ready for you.
Would you mind telling me what you're doing?
I'm just getting up some lights.
Lights? But we don't need any more lights in here.
Oh, if you'll forgive me, Carole. I mean, that is one thing that I do know something about. I have won Oscars for it, you know.
But what's it all for?
Well, didn't your sister explain the procedure?
All my sister said was we'd be sitting around having an interesting conversation.
Well, that's right. I'll be chatting to you all the time. There'll never be a dull moment. Well, come on, Carole. Be a good girl. Take your clothes off.
Excuse me. I've got an urgent phone call to make. Peveril.
Oh, Carole, I'm sorry. You're trying to get hold of him, aren't you?
You're joking. I'm trying to keep him at bay.
It's all right. You can stop worrying. He won't be coming.
And from now on, who won't be coming?
Richard, I've just left him at the Peveril. He's dining with a client.
Liz, what are you saying?
Oh, don't go getting all depressed again. It's all right. He's coming tomorrow, and as a special treat, he's bringing you snaps of Henley Regatta. Oh, come on, Carole, cheer up. I've got a taxi waiting downstairs. You're coming back with me to the fashion show.
It's not possible.
Don't argue. I'm not leaving you alone in this flat.
You won't have to.
Who's that I can hear singing?
Whose is this phone number down here?
That's Roger Fullwood.
That's who you can hear singing.
Well, what's Roger Fullwood doing here?
Well, at the moment, he's brightening my bedroom.
Oh.
Liz, you'll need this if you go in there.
What I don't understand is why you let him into the flat in the first place.
Well, I rang the wrong number, didn't I? And when I told him that you weren't, he was round in a flash.
Oh, you're not safe to be left.
It's not my fault. It was your idea. Fix me up a date.
Roger!
Where are you going, darling? Oh, you're back, Liz.
Yes, I'm back and you're leaving.
Leaving?
What do you think you're doing?
I'm setting up for January.
Get out.
Out?
Out. You've got 3 minutes, and after that I shall turn distinctly offensive. The very idea. You know what he came for, don't you?
I know what he wasn't getting.
Well, I've sorted him out. Now, what can I do for you?
Oh, there's only one thing I need now.
What's that?
The address of the Vatican.
It's a feeling that suddenly the future's free.